Hey out there in YouTube land, it's Kuda Slater again. Doing another quick video, just showing kind of some of the things I'm doing right now, and maybe try to pass on some information to the rest of y'all. Um, Basically, in the last few weeks, I was able to get my hands on a Forgeworld um, Pre-Heresy style Land Raider. Shut up, cat. And this has been a model I've been after for a long time. Ever since they've shown pictures of it on the website and put it up on sale, I've been really wanting to get one, but unfortunately, due to the exchange rate and difficulties in dealing with overseas transactions with my bank and Forge World, it's been real difficult for me to get it. But well, finally, I was able to get my hands on one, and no, cat, you cannot help produce. Go away. And basically, I'm just kind of going over some of the little things here. First off, I'd like to say that anyone who's not worked for Forge World models before, I'll say this: they are very beautiful, very nice models in the pictures they send you, but unfortunately, a lot of their production and production quality, it really leaves a lot to be desired. It seems more like they show you what these models can look like if you put a whole lot of work into them, and then when you actually buy anything from them, they only send you a part that resembles more an abstract of what this item is really supposed to look like. So I will say this to anyone who wants to buy Forge World models: keep in mind, it is definitely advisable for only the professional, or at least the skilled modeler, to actually buy one of these things, because you will rip your hair out just dealing with this. Like, for example, so far with this project I'm working on, I bought this Land Raider to go with a Chaos Army I'm working on at the moment, and one of the first things I came across was that the side sponsons have a very bad kind of fitting problem, that they don't really line up properly. There's a lot of wiggle and wobble, and you really have to work real hard to get these to fit properly. One of the things I've noticed, the probably best thing to do, especially if you're a Chaos player, is if you notice on the side sponson here, there's a little recess area that's supposed to go over the skull, the the crux terminus that's on the side of the Land Raider. Theoretically, this kind of helps you line it up and everything, but in practice, it doesn't really help you at all. Your best bet is to simply take this crux terminus off with a cat, little bastard, and just basically take that off with a scalpel or even a Dremel, and just kind of sand it flat little, like I did with this side. And you can see you can get a much better fit with when you do that. So that's kind of been one of the first big problems I've had with this model. But the really disappointing problem I've had so far is that the way they modeled these models, that you have to have Land Raider sized Rhino sized doors go on the sides of this Land Raider for some odd reason. And as you can see here, this is one of the Blood Angel Rhino doors that's supposed to fit on this thing, and as you can tell, it doesn't exactly fit. And no matter how you try it, it will not line up properly to get it be inside nice and snug in the recessed areas. This is perhaps the biggest disappointment I've had so far with this model, and this has almost been enough for me just to want to try contact Forge World and get my money back on this. But as with anything, I try not to give up on anything so easily like that, especially when I spend as much money as I have on this. And it's not just the Blood Angel doors, it's any Pacific doors. Just for some odd reason, when they made this particular casting, this recess area is not large enough for these doors. So after some thinking, I've kind of come up with a couple suggestions. One of the things you can do is, since this is resin, you could try to like warm up some, like get some lukewarm water, not boiling hot, but at least definitely well above room temperature, and you can try to jam in these doors. Since it's kind of still be a little loose, anyone who's never done anything with resin before, resin will react to heat. This is one reason why you don't want to leave it in your car for a long period of time on a hot day. And like I said, what you can do is you can just take some warm water and try to get it to expand and just force the door in. Try to work it that way. The other method, unfortunately, when you do that, you can distort the whole model, which is pretty much just ruins the whole thing, and that's kind of something you got to really be careful of. The other method would be is to take a Dremel or a scalpel knife and try to enlarge the recessed area just a little bit more, since it's only about a hair's difference between the door and the recessed area. But again, that's another problem, is you can ruin the model and cause yourself more work when you try to rebuild the whole thing with putty or whatever. But since I'm doing this on a Chaos project, I sort of have come up with a workaround and just decided that I'm going to have the doors slightly propped open as whatever horrible things are inside the Land Raider, be it the Damien possession itself or whatever its mutant payload's going to be. Just have the doors propped up just enough so that you have claws and such coming out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the other side, but this is just an idea for the Chaos players who are trying to work with this model as well. But so far everything else has kind of worked out pretty okay with the model. Haven't gotten to the inside or the rest of the body, so I'll probably maybe make another video on that pretty soon. But so far, since this has been such a big problem with the doors and the side sponsons, which really define the entire look of the vehicle, so far that has been the biggest problem I've had with this model, and it's been the biggest disappointment so far. So anybody who wants to order and get themselves one of these models themselves, buyer be aware and be sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Well, anyway, this is Kuda Slayer signing off, and hopefully see y'all in another video. Bye.